So this is a really cool time. For those of you who watch the skies, we are on the other side of what they call the stellium, which is the collection of almost all the planets in one astrologic sign. So if you're in Western astrology, that sign I think is Aquarius. I tend to pay more attention to the Indian astrology, which is Capricorn, which is also the sign of America. And as you know, we're in that tremendous stage of the chickens coming home to hatch, otherwise known as clearing karma, uh, for the United States, because Pluto is coming back for the first time in 200, a quarter of a millennium, to where it was on July 4th, 1776. So uh, if you're not into it, just put your hands over your ears. Don't worry about all of this. But what I do want to talk about today is the issue of beliefs. So many times, in my role of doctor, I'm getting a lot of calls and talk about what do I believe about COVID? What do I believe about the vaccination? What do I believe about whether this testing is going to help me or not help me understand? So the main thing is to understand where belief comes from. What are the role of facts? And how do we decide what we're going to believe? And where does it fit in to who I am as a being? An intelligent, powerful, healing, sensitive being on the planet. So my teacher, Miguel Ruiz, who wrote that famous book, The Four Agreements and Mastery of Love, when we were studying Toltec dreaming, he had a very cryptic statement, which took me actually quite some time to understand. And he said, for the ordinary human, their attention, meaning where they put their power, where they put their intelligence, where they put their energy and their being, is defined by their beliefs and their belief system. So if you believe certain things, that's where you're going to look for confirmation of your beliefs. So if you believe that the world is a difficult place, that life is a big slog, that it's a test every day, then everything you see in that world is going to confirm that belief for you. And you're going to look to find it. So the moment life becomes relaxing for you, if you can relax a little bit and enjoy yourself, there's a little part of you that is scanning, constantly looking for the confirmation that, yep, I knew it all along. The bottom was going to fall out, I'll get a flat tire. Uh, this person's going to complain. This is going to happen. And yep, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And so your belief now has pulled your attention away from enjoying a beautiful day into the rut in the road in which you live so much of your life. And same token, if you have a different political belief, let's say you were brought up in your household to believe that nobody got ahead unless they gamed the system or they had some uh, illegal or nefarious activities, or the fix is always in, then this is going to show up every time you start to move on the road to success and abundance. Every time you move there, that belief system is going to tell you the only reason you got where you are, there must have been something you did that gamed the system. You don't really deserve this, or even if you do deserve it, nobody's going to like you because they're going to know you probably did something bad to get here. So this is, again, your belief system undermining where you put your attention. So I'm just reiterating what Miguel was saying, that for the ordinary, unaware or untrained with awareness human being, their beliefs define where their attention ultimately goes. But for the Nagual, for the person with awareness, or the person who has come along, they choose a belief system to support where they want to put their awareness. It's an active choice that defines their personal freedom. So what do I mean by that? Well, supposing you wish to love and be in love in the world, and somebody presents you with a fact. Let's say they say so many people are being enslaved over here, or the economic figures are going this way or they're going that way. Then you have to begin to decide whether, number one, it's important for you to know that. So do you allow yourself, your feeling of being in love, to be distracted by information, especially if you have no leverage point over the entire United States economy or what's going on in some Asian country 8,000 miles away where you don't speak their language and they don't speak your language? Is this going to cloud your day and the way you interact with the next person you see? Or are you going to take that attention and say, what can I see in this area that confirms the fact that this is a loving universe? So that's not really that hard for clever primates to do. We can make a belief system out of anything. It really doesn't depend on the fact checking or the facts. It depends on the system of how you look at it. So, for example, my inbox is bombarded with people who are saying the world's going to come to an end because this thing I told you about, this stellium, is in Capricorn, and God only knows where we're going to go. And they've been bombarding me for 2 years now with, this is the end of the world, this is the end of the world, this is the end of the world, this is the end of the world. Well, it's no different from reading the newspapers. If these people get elected, this will be the end of the world. If those people get elected, it will be the end. And yet the sun keeps coming up every day. Every day I can go into meditation and find my peace and see the light in the world. So then I look at it from this point of view. According to them, this whole earth should be just a cinder of smoking smoke for all the wars that were supposed to happen when Mars moved into this place and that moved into that place. So what I see, which I believe is truth, is that so many saintly beings, angelic beings, people working diligently to pump light in the world must be doing their job, because despite all of this, so few bullets have actually started to fly. So few bombs have actually started to fly. Yes, nasty words, and a few people have suffered, and I'm sorry for them, but it's nothing like what's been predicted. Even back in COVID, when we were told 3 million Americans would be dead by this time. Well, there's a lot of Americans dead, and that's true, but not 3 million. And all I'm saying is that in my belief system, I think that there are positive healing forces in the world that are actually working on our behalf that I can incorporate to them. And I believe that while it is certainly true that people are very much suffering everywhere, have been, continue to, that through my work in healing, through the collective work that I came to do as a healer, as most sensitive people are, we will have a positive impact on that the seeds of health and the force of health will go into those situations and modify them just as they already have in so many ways, this big season of transition and change. So in terms of this podcast, which is about making sense for the sensitive individual, I want you to see, I don't want you, I pray for you, I hope you will see, I intend for you to see the positive impact you are having on all these things that you are seeing. That maybe it is exactly true that these things are happening. maybe it seems like you have no leverage point in the political system. Perhaps, for all we know, Washington, D.C. is a mythical creation, something like Hogwarts, that every day we're getting a new episode. And the only way I know about it is other mythical creatures called newscasters and you know, experts are also broadcasting this mythical place. It doesn't seem to have much effect on me, and I certainly don't seem to have much leverage on it. So for all I know, it's just a mythical place. But I do know that I can feel, and I hope you too, the force of your love, the force of your health going into the world, penetrating, lightening, planting seeds. And they will have to have an impact because we live in a world of cause and effect. That has leverage. In that department, I can feel it. I hope you can feel it too. And I look forward to you continuing to do your job that you came to do as a sensitive healer. And that's all it takes. 5 minutes, maybe a day of just feeling that. And you will have done your purpose here on the planet, at least as far as this particular situation you're in. So that's what I want to leave with you. I hope that there's peace in your world. I hope and I pray that all beings in your world are happy and healthy. And I hope that you feel that force of love that I am sharing with you, that is already in you, ignited, supported, reinforced, nourished, fulminating, and in your world. Have a great week. Thank you.